Many of you know that I love to be out in the garden. I often tell people I find my spiritual home in both the Episcopal Church and in the garden. But lately, especially the last few days, the last couple of weeks, it's been so hot. And it's been hard to be out there for very long. In fact, as I record this today, you might hear rumbling of thunder in the background since we've had so many storms. And so, because I just love to be around the flowers and the birds and the bees, I have been watching various episodes of Gardener's World on the television, on my Netflix. Actually, I think it's on my Amazon account. And Gardener's World is a series from England and features various gardens. And actually what they've been doing since the pandemic started is that they've been asking that people would send in videos of their own gardens and some of the things that people have been doing over the time where they've been quarantined. And so it's been really nice to see all kinds of different people from not just England, but from Canada and from the United States, from in Europe, the various things that people have been doing with their gardens. Well, the other day they featured a man who has actually in the last few years become disabled. He's now in a wheelchair, not a very old man. He didn't look particularly old, maybe in his 40s. And so his life has been drastically changed. And so the video clip that he shared about was the different way that his garden is now been redesigned to accommodate his wheelchair, and also particularly the different tools that he now needs. So he's had to adapt and use different tools for his gardening. And he showed a very nifty gardening cart that he had obtained for all of his tools that he's able to push around with while he's in his wheelchair. One of the things that struck me so much was just his sense of adaptability. I mean, to have gone through such a life-altering event in your life, and then to have come through the shock and the healing involved, and then to begin to approach life, your new life, the new normal, with a sense of adventure and curiosity, and as I say, his adaptability. So he showed various tools that he'd redesigned that now were able to help him do the gardening that he so loved. It was encouraging. And it reminded me of just the human capacity that we have to be adaptable. And oftentimes in our lives, change comes. We didn't invite it. We don't ask for it. It can be hard and challenging. But the human spirit and the human capacity for adapting and finding new ways of being that are life-giving and challenging and fun, it's just amazing. And so as I visit with you again another week into the pandemic, and as we miss being together by the normal means that we have been by meeting physically together in the church, I am struck by the adaptability of many of you who have had to adapt to new ways of connecting, oftentimes using old ways, phones, learning how to use Zoom, all various things and ways that we can adapt to this time that we're in, which hopefully will not be permanent, but this new time that we're in. Well, know that this week, as always, my prayers are with each one of you, particularly those of you who find yourselves alone at this time, living on your own. I know it must be a very lonely and hard time. And I'm continuing to pray for you, that God will bless you, that God will keep you, and that God will hold you in the palm of God's hand. I love you. Bye-bye now.